this. Talking to a camera is still kind of awkward, but you know, you live and you learn. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I can't believe I can even say that. Thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos, liking, commenting, or, you know, just supporting me in any way that you can. Thank you so much. I have enjoyed building up this little community so much, and it's something that I hope to do for some undetermined amount of time, but I'm definitely sticking with it. It's so much fun, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Today I thought we would do something a little bit different than what I've done in the past, but I wanted you guys to be able to get to know me a little bit better, or at least through my reading habits. I don't think that this channel will stay completely a booktube channel, but books are a significant portion of my life, so I thought we would do my chaotic reading habits tag today, or my reading habits tag. I originally watched Noelle Gallagher's video, but I think it's created by Bissett. I could be wrong, but anyways, everything will be listed down below, so yeah. Let's just get right into it. Radio. Why? Okay. Anyways, I have the questions on my phone, so I will be looking at that occasionally. So question number 1 is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? I don't. I actually rarely read at home. That sounds really bad, but I've been a high school student for the past 4 years, and of course, if you managed to read in high school, my heart goes out to you. I was not one of those people. I was running around all of the time, so really like the most time that I got for reading was like in between classes or at the airport, just something. I know when I do read at home, because I have been, because it's been quarantine, I kind of read everywhere. I love reading in my parents' room, my sofa, literally anywhere. Number 2 is bookmark a random piece of paper. I actually have had so many beautiful bookmarks. Gorgeous. I wish I could insert some B-roll here and show you my bookmark collection, but I can't, because every single bookmark that I've used has fallen out of the book that I'm reading. So I have to say I'm team random piece of paper. I actually think it's really fun, like if you're at the airport and you put your boarding pass in there or something of the sort. Later on when you're opening up the book, you kind of get a memory with it, and I think that's something that's really special. I do love bookmarks. I just think that they are more of a collector's item rather than a practical item. Number 3 is, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter / a certain amount of pages? I think the answer to this question, realistically, is I don't stop reading. I only pick up a book when I know I have many hours in my day, or at least I know that my to-do list, even though it's there, it can be pushed off a few hours. That's when I start a book. For instance, when I read A Court of Silver Flames, I literally read it in 8 hours. I opened it up and I read everything up until maybe 2 chapters till the end, and then I saved that for the next day because I had a long car ride. But yeah, and it's not I'm great at reading, I'm great at concentrating. It's just I have no willpower. This goes for a lot of things. I binge TV shows. I can't do things in moderation. This is not a recommendation nor advice. But yeah, when I read, I just completely read the entire book. If I have to stop though, I will stop at chapter marks. But stopping is kind of rare. Do you eat or drink while reading? Well, I guess if you're reading for 8 hours straight, then you have to eat or drink, but it's not the default. So when I was younger and I used to read physical books, what I would do is I would have a bowl in front of me, and then I would have a book. This is matched. Read this maybe 5 years ago, can't remember anything about it. If anyone remembers, let me know down below. But anyways, I would have a book and I would hold it with my left hand in front of the bowl that I'm eating, and my right hand I would just eat. So yeah, I definitely think that I have mastered reading and eating at the same time, and especially now that I read on an iPad, which addresses what I think is going to be the title of this video. I think it's going to be something along the lines of I don't actually read books, I read ebooks. So nowadays I just put my iPad in front of my oatmeal or whatever, and it's really easy for me to read. So yeah, I do eat or drink while reading. It's just not the default. Number 5 is multitasking. Music or TV while reading. So the thing about binging everything in your life, from schoolwork to reading, is that multitasking becomes really hard. So no, I do not watch TV while I'm reading. Sometimes I'll listen to music, but I'll only listen to music to cancel out something else in the background. So for instance, if I want to sit in my living room but my parents are watching TV, then I will listen to music to drown out the TV. Does that make sense? I don't know. Did you follow? But yeah, no, I rarely like to multitask. When I do something, I like to have 100% focus on it for however long it takes, and then I will move on to the next thing. One book at a time or several at once? I think you guys can probably answer this one. Considering I read books in one sitting, I really read one book at a time. I also have a horrible memory. It's really bad. Can't remember anything about it, especially about book characters. Like, I'll fly through a book and I'll be like, oh, what was that main character's name? I'll remember the gist of the story, but individual details are kind of hard for me to remember. So especially moving between books is just not something that I like to do. 7 is reading at home or everywhere. So for the past year, I have not really left my house, so in those cases, I really loved reading at home. I've actually loved being at home. For some people, it's been really difficult, but as someone who's moving away next year, I've really enjoyed the extra time with my parents. But I digress. I'm going to digress one more time. I want to ask, how are you guys doing? The past few weeks have been a little bit difficult. I actually tried to film this video yesterday, and I looked back on the footage, and I looked like a mashed potato. And no, I do not mean that I looked great, yummy, scrumptious. No, I looked beaten down. Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks, but things are on the upward trend, and so whoever you are, I hope that you're having a great day. And at this point in time, I've talked so much that I have forgotten what the question is. Oh, reading at home or everywhere. So like I said, this year, been reading at home a lot. Usually I read everywhere I go. I just carry my book with me. It's a good thing to fill the time, you know, like waiting in lines. Oh, anecdote. Can you tell?
I am jazzed today.
I don't know if I'm going to cut this out or edit it or leave it because this is an accurate representation of who I am as a person. But no, I actually have a very distinct memory of reading To All the Boys I've Loved Before right after the film came out. I think I read it because I wanted to read all of the books before I watched all of the movies. And so I wanted to go with my dad to Trader Joe's, but when we got there, the line was like an hour long because they have to keep social distancing measures. And so I finished To All the Boys I've Loved Before in a Trader Joe's parking lot. And it was a very great memory. So yeah, I read everywhere. Number 8 is reading out loud or silently in your head. I definitely read silently in my head. The only time I will read out loud is when I'm reading textbooks. I find that helps me remember things a lot better. I don't know, is anyone else like this? But yeah, so my sophomore year, my parents definitely, I was the audiobook person for the AP chemistry textbook, and they subscribed to it. They didn't have a choice. So yeah, I read silently in my head. Number 9 is, do you read ahead or even skip pages? To answer this question, I think you kind of have to go back to the fundamentals. And that fundamentals is, do you mind spoilers? Because this is a little controversial, but I actually do not. I think it's much more important for me to watch things unfold, see the journey, rather than the destination itself. So I don't really mind, obviously I'm not going out and hunting for spoilers. I don't know if that's obvious. What kind of vibe do I give off? No, but I do not actively search for spoilers. But if I do get a spoiler, it's not something that completely ruins my day. So in terms of reading ahead or even skipping pages, I do not skip pages, but if I am on the last page of the chapter, then I will read ahead sometimes and read that last line. It's just who I am. Number 10 is breaking the spine or keeping it new. I now read ebooks, so this is no longer an issue, but when I was reading, you'll see that I have some really nice copies. I think this is a little bit out of frame, but I do have the Harry Potter box set where it's the castles on the background, and I also have the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, those beautiful connecting backgrounds. Fun fact though, I read every single book from the library. My family, we read a ton, and so we visited the library all the time. So these books were kind of an afterthought. I bought them to add to my collection, which now, in hindsight, as an almost college student, I realize it's not a great financial decision, which is why I read ebooks. But yeah, long story short, all of the beautiful paperbacks that I have, I never actually read out of. And when I do want to read out of those books or reread them, then I make a very conscious effort not to break the spine. And the final question, deep breath, because I have been talking really fast. I try my best to slow down, but today I guess I'm just jazzed to be talking to you guys again. So I'm sorry if it sounds like you put me on 2 times speed. But number 11 is, do you write in your books? And to me, this answer is a firm no. I do not write in my books. I hated it when I was younger. Why do I say that like I'm old? No, it's this year. I hate it when my teachers make me buy a book and annotate it. One, because I'm not a fan of academic annotations, like when your teachers ask you to like write these questions or make these marks. Like, I fake my annotations. They're real annotations, but I'm not actually, like, thinking of the annotations takes me more time than actually reading and analyzing the book, if that makes sense. There are a lot of thoughts I have when I'm reading a book, but I won't like write them in the book. Does that make sense? Anyways, when I read for my personal leisurely time, then I have all of these thoughts and all these questions, and I put them either into really chaotic rambles on the internet, or I ramble to one of my close friends who has also read the book. So that about wraps up this tag. I've been talking really fast, so if you're into that, we vibe. If you're not, I'm not saying that we don't vibe. No matter who you are, you're a 9, and I'm the one you need. So, subscribe. No, I'm totally kidding. I love pickup lines. I have a list in my phone literally called pickup lines to use in life. They've never been successful. Although, I guess I've never really actually tried to pick up anyone with a pickup line. I am not that bold. But, you know, if you subscribe, you'd be the first success. I'm totally joking. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you've learned a little bit about me in this video. And stay tuned for next week's video. I have a grand vision. No, that's overhyping it. I'm still a beginner at this. I have an idea of what I want to do, and I'm pretty excited for it. So I will see you guys next week, or maybe not, maybe some other side of the internet. Anyways, bye!